Want to hit us off? Start us off?
No!
Why not?
Because I wasn't prepared. I need a week's notice to come up with a script and something interesting to say, and then I need another week to mentally prepare for opening up.
No, okay. Welcome back to Tokusatsu Girlfriend, everybody.
Hello, welcome back.
We are Tokusatsu Girlfriend. I'm Squall.
I'm Lore.
And we are taking Lore, my beautiful
Hi.
girlfriend, on her Tokusatsu journey. And we are watching our way through Kiramager right now. So if you're new to the show, first of all, welcome.
Hi.
And what this show basically is we're sitting down and we're watching the episodes of some of our favorite Tokusatsu shows. My favorite, your favorite listeners. Lauren hasn't seen any of these, so the series that we're watching is Kiramager, and we basically go by 4-episode chunks. So if you guys want to watch along with us, or if you know the show pretty well, have seen it, you can just tune into an episode and
jump on in.
Yeah, like a lot of people listen to it and they're like, yeah, I remember watching that episode. I remember thinking those things or experiencing that, and we get to experience it through you, which is
not, well, people are telling me certain things, not spoilers.
Yeah, I was gonna say, who's telling you spoilers? I'll kick their ass.
No, not spoilers, but just like, oh, it's so funny you feel XYZ about this character, or I can't wait until you see this character really shine later on. See what I did there? So I'm excited. People are listening, and they're excited to see where we're going with this. So it's really cool.
Speaking of things that shine on Twitter, if you guys follow me on Twitter, you may have seen that one little I don't know, video masterpiece I made.
Shining Cross.
The Shining Crossover Kiramager.
Yeah, that was too funny.
It was pretty good.
It was pretty good. Pretty clever.
Thank you. So what episodes are we looking at in today's episodes? Do you know the numbers? Or are you just kind of going along for the ride?
Was it 14 and 15?
Nope. It was 16, 17, 18, and 19. So
yes, that is what I was going to say.
Well, let's just start it off with the first episode. So this is still following Takamichi's, did I say his name right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I don't know if I said it wrong.
No, as far as I know, yes, you did. That's how I would have said it. So
the fun thing about Kiramager is this is my first time watching it too, so I'm still learning.
It's kind of a different take on it because for the other things that we've watched, you've seen them before.
Sometimes multiple times.
Sometimes, like Shinkenger.
Oh my God, too many times.
So now we're kind of in the same boat a little bit. You still know more about the genre overall than I do, so you can still guide me, but
I was wrong a little bit about episode 17 though, because it started off with a mecha fight, and I was like, oh, this is usually a pretty good key sign that it's either going to be a 2-part or there's not going to be one at the end. I was completely wrong.
Well, I was too stupid during that. I thought they were showing us like
Before?
Coming up, this is what's going to happen in this episode, and I kept waiting for them to like cut to the intro or whatever. And then it just kept going and going. I'm like, oh, this is like the episode. We're in the episode.
Anyway, let's go back to the episode before that.
Okay.
So episode 16 for all of our Battle Royale fans was called the Marshmallow Royale, which was a nod to the 1999 book, 2000 film Battle Royale.
Which is really good.
Which is very good. If you haven't seen that, go watch that.
Absolutely. We're backing it, both of us.
Yeah, definitely. It's really good. But we've for these last few episodes, especially since 12, which was the first episode of last episode that we covered in Tokusatsu Girlfriend, we're really watching the 6th Ranger go through the motion, and he literally has a pairing episode with each character.
We have to see how well they mesh together.
I guess.
Can he be a member of the team? Will he fail?
Why can't he just be on his, why can't he just be there on his own? And if he
tried that already and it didn't work.
It's kind of
his
getting
ring
grating.
pop uncle told him falsely, you do best on your own, and then he found out that is not true, so he can't listen to ring pop uncle anymore.
I don't know, I feel like I'm going through the motions right now with him, and it's like I want to like him, but I don't know. It's just like, all right, we got Juru, all right, yeah, Senna, okay, this is her episode, Marshmallow. Who do we got left? You know what I mean?
I get what you mean. It feels very methodical and kind of, it's obvious that there's a plan as opposed to just being like an organic storyline. Yeah,
it feels more externally skeleton. Like you can see a lot of the wire work of the writing process. You know, to make this better, they should have had like, other episodes in between.
Instead of just going down a list and like checking off the names.
Yeah,
I get what you mean.
But COVID kind of threw a wrench into everything. But anyway, let's jump into episode 16,
yes.
Marshmallow Royale. Lauren, what happened?
So the marks from this episode, the marksman, as you might guess with the name, is a marshmallow. He's got a marshmallow body.
It shows.
It really does show.
Okay.
Marshmallow butt. And
yeah, when Blue tries to smack him with the sword.
Didn't it make a fart sound at one point?
I think that might have just been me farting.
Oh. Okay, well.
My bad.
Anyway, he can't be stopped because they try and attack him. He's turning people into marshmallows, by the way. That's key here. He's turning people into marshmallows. He's turning
people into marshmallows for the one general back in the water world, the inch of the 3 feet of water.
They need a plumber.
They do, as we saw by the end of the episode.
Yeah.
But like he's turning people into marshmallows so that he can bring the marshmallows back so the general can eat them.
Just go to fucking... just...
Your face. No, you can swear. It's fine.
I'm sorry. Just go to Target. Like, they sell marshmallows there. It's no big deal. You don't have to go to these lengths.
Yeah, he had a bag of like pre-bought store marshmallows. Like, we're watching all of these monsters do all these terrible things because they just don't go to a store.
Well, where did he get those? That begs the question of where did he get that bag?
Yeah. Come on. They got some explaining to do. Anyway.
Regardless.
Marshmallow body man.
He's turning people into marshmallows. Turning them into marshmallows. Kiramagers show up, and I do love this opening roll call. Everyone is good, and then it gets to Takamichi, who is obviously not doing well.
He's even when by marshmallows.
He's like, "Oh my god, marshmallows!" Ah! And even when they do their little like Kiramager, like when they're lifting each other up and posing, and he's in the background like head down, mopey. Oh my god, that killed me. Well, they can't land a hit on this guy because he's got a marshmallow body, so it's going to make it very hard to fight him. Then he runs away, whatever. And they're like, why are you so upset, Takamichi? And he explains the story of how as a teenager... Well, no, I guess he doesn't explain it. Mr. H later back
his brother, yeah.
Carrot headquarters is like, well, this girl that he liked gave him some chocolates. His buddies were...
For Valentine's Day.
Yeah, for Valentine's Day. And she's like, I'd really like some marshmallows in return, hint, hint. And he's super psyched because he actually likes her, but his buddies are giving him a hard time. And so he was like, what?
Well, he's also embarrassed, too, because he didn't think that she would actually like, hey, here's this.
Yeah, because he does like her. It's cute. It's super cute. And so in an effort to like, be one of the guys and less embarrassed, he starts, trash talking her and being like, I don't want these. Oh, my God. She must have gotten the wrong idea because I was nice to her. Well, girl is standing right outside the door and hears everything. So it's been this big upset his whole life. So Senna gets the bright idea to...
Well, okay, you forgot the tail end of that.
Oh, I'm sure I probably did.
So he felt really bad and he was going to go and bring marshmallows, but literally the day before he was going to apologize, that was when Takamichi, he was just 14 and he uncovered a very strange gem, you see. It tore apart his body and the king... Yodon, I don't know where I'm going with this. I was trying to do a Danny Phantom thing. You've never seen Danny Phantom either. So some listeners gonna like that little. Okay, but basically, yeah, he had his whole body ripped apart by that gem he uncovered, and then he got turned into the Kiramager prince.
And after that, there was just no good time to deliver some marshmallows to this girl and apologize.
Yeah.
So it's been a big upset his whole life.
What are you gonna do?
I guess you're gonna wait 30 years and then give her marshmallows again, which is actually Senna's idea. Senna takes this like very personally, oddly personally. And she's like, we are going to make marshmallows, which again, go to the store.
I know, the ones that they made are so sketchy.
Okay, and you can laugh at me all you want.
Yeah.
Marshmallows are on that list of foods that I never thought you could make at home.
Oh my goodness.
Like burgers and other stuff.
Yeah, I made burgers like a couple months ago. And you had no idea how burgers were made. I'm like, yeah, you just take ground beef,
Please don't judge me too harshly, guys. I come from a family that did not cook. We were a
very
takeout
sheltered
family. Like, we didn't cook. My mom didn't cook. Dad didn't cook. No one was cooking.
Well, your mom
household.
cooks, but it's...
Questionable. There was a reason we were always getting food to go. But that being said,
you wouldn't be here.
I just assumed marshmallows were on that. They were on that list of food that you can't make at home. And then here they are having a little cooking sesh at Carrot headquarters. Takamichi doesn't want to help, but Senna makes him. Senna makes him.
I was like, what?
All the S names throw me off, and then I'm like, wait, did I misspeak? She makes him, but he puts them in the freezer instead of the fridge, which that'll be important momentarily here.
Yeah, it'll show them how to beat the monster. Ooh.
Meanwhile, because he was like, oh, I was gonna go on a treasure hunt today, so I can't do any of this.
I'd love to help you, but I just got like this treasure to hunt.
And so Senna's like, no problem. Sayo and Shigeru, you guys go treasure hunting.
The best team.
Which they do.
Yeah.
They do. She just, Sayo takes his changer and they just.
They go and they find the treasure and they accidentally use his final move to.
I love that right before it says it and Shigeru's like, wait, isn't that his final move?
He gets blown back.
I was like, oh no.
Shigeru is like the butt of the joke in like the best way possible. Like they're not actually like shading him as a character or as an actor, which sometimes they do in Sentai Rider, but like he actually really well rolls with the punches and he's more than okay with being like the punching bag or the joke of, you know,
his
that everything
comedic
lands
timing
on.
is so that
good.
might be why they end up giving him a lot of those funnier moments. It's because his comedic timing is so on point. I know that we should just change this to like Shigeru Girlfriend.
Wait, what?
No, I mean
whoa.
No, because all we do is talk about how great he is. There's always like a spot in the episode where we talk about how he's our favorite.
Yeah, I think he's probably most people's favorite.
He's so great. Is he, you guys? Do you guys like him as much as we do, or are we just like?
I have a few people that wrote in that.
Oh, wonderful!
I'll tune in at the end of the episode.
Oh, good. Yeah, we'll come back to it then. But I'm like, is it just something that we're seeing, or?
I don't know.
No, we can't be because this guy's the best.
Shigeru's the best. Yeah.
But anyway, sorry. They go off treasure hunting while the rest are making marshmallows. Of course, a marksman shows up. Oh, the reason they're making marshmallows. Sorry, I keep jumping
They find
around.
out that she's this accomplished violinist now, 30 years later, and she's turned into what he refers to her as a wonder beauty, and he's going to finally have his moment.
What he refers to as a wonder beauty. Sorry.
Was that shade or what?
No, it's funny. That kills me. What he refers to as a wonder beauty. I wish you guys could have seen Squall's face as he said that.
What happened?
You were just like, well, I can show you. But
was I rolling my eyes a little bit? Okay, yeah. Because it's in the show, he calls literally every girl that he might potentially have a sexual relationship a wonder beauty. Have you noticed this?
Now I have.
Okay.
But I don't know. I just thought it was funny the way you said that. But regardless,
because it's getting annoying. It's kind of like hero making.
Yeah.
I've been done with that since episode 2.
Well, they're kind of pulling away from it.
They always do. You know, like you had Yosha Lucky. You had,
yes, of course.
That's from Key Ranger.
I know. Mm-hmm.
You had Moikita, like it's getting hot or burning up from Ninja. A lot of the Reds have really stupid catchphrases that get in the way. The best red catchphrase of all time goes back to Shinkenger.
Takaru's
and it's silence.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's my favorite catchphrase from a red.
Oh my God. That's funny.
I'm glad we were on the same page there.
Of course we are. Always.
All right, continue. Let's finish this episode.
So they find her and Senna's big
stuffed episode. Sorry.
Senna is like, we are going to go and give her marshmallows. Doesn't matter that it's been 30 years. You're making up for this. And he's like, why are you taking this so personally? And she's like,
he even like infers
business.
that like maybe she had like a previous business where she got rebuffed by a guy, and she, like it's like a fun like little like what if, you know, kind of like she's acting it out, and she's like, no, this didn't happen at all. This is
You're way off base.
Yeah, come on.
So anyway, that's the plan, and then of course the marshmallow marksman shows back up, turning people into marshmallows again, but because Takamichi put those marshmallows in the freezer and Druru pulled them out and said, oh no, they're frozen solid.
And then dropped them and they shattered.
Them and they shattered.
Tame
was like, light bulb moment. Oh my God. And he tells everyone, go on ahead. I've got something planned, which why didn't he just tell them? I don't know. Whatever. But then he shows up.
I think it kind of goes into play like the marshmallow guy's so sure that it won't hit him when he does shoot him with the bullet. Sorry, I'm jumping ahead a little bit.
No, you're fine.
I think that if they all knew that it was gonna work, then he would be onto something like, oh
yeah.
I don't know.
Well, they all show up, they all go to battle. Then Tame finally gets there and he's like, guys, guess what? we're gonna freeze him. And he shoots him with like his disc, and the marksman's like, I'm cold, I'm chilly. He's like, yeah, we're gonna freeze him, and then we're gonna hit him, and he's gonna shatter. And of course it works, naturally.
He didn't shatter. I was really hoping that they would shoot him, freeze him, and then like hit him once. He would just completely be destroyed in a million pieces. But actually, now that I'm thinking about it a little bit, going back to like what you said, like if you've noticed, a lot of the shots are individual shots. They have shots where all of them are together on screen. They don't have as many like of the full team for a lot of the shots, and that's just kind of how they, the belly of the beast, where they'll film all the blues moves against the guys, all of pink's moves against the guys.
Right.
But they've been pulling it back, and I think it's because of COVID.
That would make sense.
Because they even were making the marshmallows with masks on, because they were all in that tiny sound stage together filming.
That makes sense.
And you look at like the next few episodes, like the next one following.
I just thought that was a smart thing to do. I didn't even second guess it. I was just like,
right.
Because they even had their hair covered and stuff, and I'm like, it made me feel very self-conscious, because when I'm baking anything, my hair's not covered. I don't have a mask on. I'm just like, I'm in here doing this.
I think my favorite shot of this episode was when Takamichi drops his marshmallow package, and Senna, like, it's this epic triumphant,
Mission Impossible, like runs to it,
and it's literally only like 3 feet in front of her.
She does a barrel roll, grabs it.
I thought she was gonna jump, because it's like while this monster is attacking, so all this shit is like falling down around them. I thought she was gonna run, grab it, and toss it to him, and then get like trapped under something, and then be like, "You have to go," and then that's when he would like run off, but then come back to save her. And then save everybody, because he's just like, it can wait. You guys are more important to me.
No.
But then again, I write this better, but whatever.
Oh my gosh.
Just fucking
kidding. Anyway, we do find out the reason that Senna claims that this is so important to her. And she's like, it's because you're depressed. And we can't have you depressed on our team, because then we're not all sparkling the most that we can as a team. So we need you to bury the hatchet, get rid of this, move on, so that you can be a full-fledged member of our team. Mm-hmm. And that's what he does.
All right, let's move on to the next episode, episode 17.
Yes.
Which is, I had it pulled up here, the Mansion's Rare Stone. So this is another team up, but this time with the last member that hasn't had a team up, which is Yellow Tomotomo.
Yeah, so once again, we're on a treasure hunt, and Takamichi goes to this mansion with this clown-looking dude. And he's like, you can have any treasure if you beat the thing. And then he sees in the background behind the guy, the treasure he's looking for.
Yeah.
And so he's like, okay, I'll do it. But of course, the game kicks his butt. And he's like, you know what? I know a guy. And he goes back to Carrot, and he's like, Tame, I need you. It's a video game. You're the guy for this. Please come help me.
Also, you're the only person that has a stone that would allow you to turn it into a literal mallet for a whack-a-mole game.
Which that's
enjoy it. Yeah.
Whack-a-mole game. So Tommy's like,
with Diglets.
Yeah, that's what I was like. They look like Diglets.
Yeah, little Pokemon Diglets.
So of course Tommy goes there to help him. Clears level 1, no problem. And then the guy comes out. He's got a raging headache for some reason after he gets hit. Well, I guess he didn't get hit. The Diglett did, but whatever. He comes out. He's upset.
The Diglett.
Oh, no, I said Diglett.
I heard Diglett.
I'm sorry.
It's like your mom watching Game of Thrones.
I won't say
She's got such a vocabulary now.
She does. And
it's surprising, I think, everybody.
Well, it's definitely surprising me.
Yeah.
But regardless, so it turns out he's a marksman. I don't know what his official name was.
Whack-a-mole.
Yeah.
I only have 2 levels in this mansion.
Yeah, and so that was the thing. He was like, you're gonna have to clear all these levels. And they go for it.
My biggest problem here is I was foreseeing there was gonna be more than 2 damn levels. There was the one outside, and then there was the one in the attic.
I really thought it was gonna be more.
I thought for sure that Takamichi was gonna see everything that Tommy was doing and know that he wouldn't be able to be on his level, and Tommy imparts some sort of knowledge to him, and Tommy ends up messing up and gets turned into a card, and then it's up to him to kind of be like Tommy in order to save him, and he's got to use his stone to save him and everybody
Right.
else. And that's when he could have realized that, oh, if I just swing it, around, it'll hit him in the head and I'll be done. But no, they just left
That's
it all to
not what
Tame.
happened.
Yeah, and they just left
And
it
at
all
one
to Tame.
point, Tommy swings, and one of the Muddites explodes green on him, and it's really gross. And we don't know what that means until later, when he goes to the final level, it's the boss fight, and he's really sluggish and like, what's happening? And he's like, yeah, we don't like it, and Yodon whatever either. You've been poisoned, and you're soon gonna be not able to move. So how about that? And you're not gonna be able to do this last level. Meanwhile, Takamichi, something happened to him to incapacitate him also. To be honest, I don't really remember.
He was fighting Uncle Ring Pop.
Yeah.
I was paying attention, but I don't remember.
I know, oh my God, that's exactly how I feel.
I feel like I wasn't paying attention.
Paying attention, but I couldn't really tell you the details of this episode, and I'm so sorry.
It's okay. You've seen it if you're listening to this. You've seen it, and you're probably just as confused as us, or maybe we're, I don't know.
Because we
had a carbon monoxide leak for approximately 30 seconds and missed that important.
Well, they were fighting, and they both, at this final level, end up somewhat incapacitated. And then, again, light bulb moment for Tame. And he's like, oh my God. He sees the guy's nose and remembers that he hit a specific whack-a-mole, and that hurt the guy.
I thought he was just going to attack the monster in the head, too.
That's what I thought, too. But he says, I've got it. And he transforms.
Because he made somebody remarks of you only have to hit one head or one mole.
Yeah.
And it's okay, the one right in your face.
Yeah, because he's got one on. I was on the same page as you. I thought so too. And so he transforms, which why weren't you transformed anyway? But regardless.
No, he was already transformed.
He was?
Yeah, he powered up somehow. They don't explain a lot in this episode. I thought this episode was kind of lame until we get to the last half where Takamichi becomes a stone. Because of the stone inside of him, which I guess makes sense. I thought would have been cooler is if he turned himself into a stone to fight with his drill gene, whatever. Yeah. And when he comes out of it, he's getting older. And every time he fights, he gets older. That would have been kind of cool. And it's kind of like we can only use this
so many times.
It's like Kamen Deno. I know you don't know the character, but Zero knows he has all these cards that he transforms with. And every time that he transforms, someone loses their memory of him.
Oh yeah, you've told me about this.
It's really good because it's
told me about
it's a finite amount of times that he can use that power.
Well, yeah, that would have been cool, but now it seems like, oh, I'm a stone too, by the way. I'm tapping into my inner stone. Yeah. And yeah, he combines with Drill Gene. They kick some serious ass, and everyone's impressed. And then at the end, he finally gets his Grantor Stone. That's the treasure.
One of the 4, yeah.
Yeah, there are 4 Grantor Stones. When you get them all together,
it grants you a wish.
And you and I both were, again, on the same page, thinking
they're going to bring back Mabashina's father, the king.
Yeah, and so you and I both voiced this out loud, and we were like, oh yeah, definitely. And then it cuts to Mabushina talking to her mom's crown. I thought it was her dad's, but then she says, Mother, you'd be so happy, blah, blah, blah.
And we're like, oh, they're going to bring back her mom? And then it cuts back to Takamichi, and he's just like, we're gonna have to help Mabushina. She's dying or something. She's got a curse.
Well, I remember, he says, we've got to help Mabushina. And I looked at you and I'm like, oh my God, what? Is this girl dying? And then he literally is like, she's been cursed by the darkness. And I'm like, oh my God.
What I really liked in the last episode and now this one is I love when you have a team, especially a team of 6, and they split and they do their own things. Yeah. Thinking of Blue and Pink in the episode before. Yeah. Kind of doing their own thing. I've always wanted a Sentai like that. Where in Go-Onger we have the 3 main, people, and then we have the other 2 and then the other 2. But they all kind of are just always together to some extent. I want a team that's more separated. That's not Lupin and Pata Ranger where I don't know, it just didn't
I know
work.
what you mean.
You know what I mean?
Sorry. This is my relation point, and I'm so sorry.
Kind of like
with Sailor Moon, you have the team, but then it also gets broken down. It's always Jupiter and Mercury together and Mars and Venus, which I like, but I would like to see episodes where it's Mercury and Venus and Mars and Jupiter and switch the teams up. I'm all down for the smaller teams, but I want to see everyone kind of take turns pairing together.
Probably with animation, they have to delegate, which cells people have to draw in the company. And I only know how to draw Jupiter. Okay, I guess I can draw this other one too. So that's why you always see them together.
I know, but you always see it in the manga too. And I don't know. In fact, it's heavier in the manga. But regardless, I don't know. I'd like to see more, that same idea. I'd like to see it more like, let's split these teams up. Although I do love the teams that they already have. I'd like to see kind of the old switcheroo going on.
And I think we kind of see that, the next few episodes here. We kind of see it, I believe, hopefully, it continues throughout the series. But anyway, let's jump into the next episode.
Yes.
So episode 18.
Yes.
Darkness, a very specific title for
I know.
the episode. What happened in Darkness?
Let me think about it. I need to remember.
Well, we just watched it.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm so overwhelmed by the most recent episode.
We've been trying to watch them in chunks versus, just whenever and then just recording because we've been forgetting, some of the episodes or whatever. Darkness is the one with Takamichi and he gets hit with his little stone.
Oh, yes. Okay.
And turned evil for the single episode.
For just that one episode. Yes. And again, sorry to bring it back to this, but it reminded me of Sailor Moon when Queen Beryl turns Tuxedo Mask evil and she's all like, now he serves me. What are you going to do, Sailor Senshi? So that is what I kept thinking the whole time. He's still in there a little bit. Like when Juru kind of
you can still talk to him.
Hugs him. And he's like, you've got to beat me, please.
Right.
But Mabushina's like, I am going to take care of this. If I have to sacrifice myself, I'm not sure she said that verbatim, but that was the distinct impression they all got.
She said, no matter what happens to me, it doesn't matter what happens to me as long as my brother's safe, which echoes what he said. It doesn't matter what happens to me as long as my sister is safe.
And like this whole episode, they're treating her with like kitty gloves on, and she's like, why are you guys acting so weird around me? Because no one wants to tell her. Well, also Takamichi. Maybe. They don't know for sure, which I'm like.
Yeah. I don't know. This is getting strange.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to mention last episode when Takamichi turned himself into the stone, he moved his goggles on his suit, which I really like.
I like that too. That was like, okay, he means business now.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So there's a lot of things in this episode. Basically, he's evil. We see this in almost every Sentai with the Sixth Ranger turning evil.
Really? Is that specifically like the Sixth Ranger turning evil? That's a thing?
They've done it a lot. Like the one I can remember the most is Gosager. They had Gosei Knight. He turned evil. And it wasn't just an episode. It was a few. And it had a really good like kind of before the final arc moment where the Red Ranger had to really kind of step up.
Okay.
And he like that show is really good because he constantly reminds you why he is in that position as a Red Ranger, even if he himself doesn't believe it. Kind of like Juru.
Okay.
He's a little, like you wouldn't picture Juru as the leader of the team.
He's kind of a hesitant leader. And
then when you watch him in action and you watch and see what he does around everybody, it makes sense. But like out of a lineup, you wouldn't pick Juru as a leader for the team. Just kind of like, Alita for Gosager.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've seen this before, like where the Six Rangers evil, they start off evil and they become good, or they have an evil arc.
Right. Okay. I didn't realize that. Well, obviously, since this is like only my third or fourth.
Q Ranger did it almost exactly the same, where their changer was different. Like it was purple, kind of like it is in this one. But yeah, there was a lot of things in this episode that I didn't really care for.
To be honest, it was kind of, I don't know. It was dragging. This episode kind of dragged for me, and I was starting to be like, okay, come on, when's it going to be over? Which I feel bad. I don't want it to ever feel like a chore to watch this.
No.
So.
But the fight scenes were really good. Like they held a lot longer than you would see normally.
And the battle was cool. I really liked how the camera kind of like panned around the battlefield.
It didn't
we were
cut
able
as
to
much,
see like a whole, it was like the big picture of the battle, which I really liked. I thought that was a very cool way to do that.
But basically, Juru gets rid of the evil Mon Stone inside of him by taking the Granner Stone.
Yeah, which is the Granner Stone of Destruction, which it's kind of, we talked about how it's almost like they're collecting infinity stones almost.
Yeah,
they all have, like, they rule over a domain, and this one is the rules over destruction.
Yeah, and so he uses it to get rid of, he wishes with it, which we didn't know that you could just wish with a single one and it turns black, which is like if you've ever seen Dragon Ball, just wait a year, it'll go back.
Which is pretty much what they said at the very end of this episode.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it'll even get its luster back, because after he wishes, it turns like black. What
else? In the beginning of this episode too, they had they talked about the king's wife, the queen,
Yeah.
who got cursed.
Her hair was crazy.
She just why did the queen look so young? Like she looked like a little Mabushina.
I thought it was Mabushina with a different hairstyle. And then they were like, nope, that's his wife. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, there's some questionable things going on here, but overall I think this episode, I don't know, it's weird. We just had so much Takamichi focus, and to have this so soon, so already here, and it's only for what we see right now in episode.
Well, is this the one also where he goes and speaks to the king?
Yeah, the king tells him basically to do it every time he gets knocked out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Any other thoughts on that episode?
To be honest, not really. They save him. Well, I say they, but it was Juru uses the Grainer Stone of Destruction on him to destroy the Mon Stone inside of him. Mm-hmm. And even it seems like Takamichi didn't realize you can wish individually, because he was like, oh my God, you idiot. We were saving those up. We could have
destroyed the curse out of Mabushina.
That may or may not exist.
Yeah.
Which I would say she's probably good if that happened after 7 days to the mom. Because that was what happened. Like, she got cursed and 7 days later she died, like the ring.
Yeah.
I would imagine that this happened ages ago. So I would say, girl, if she hasn't turned to dust yet, if that witch's mark hasn't shown up on her yet, she's probably in the clear.
I don't know.
I don't know. But that's when they all find out. No, actually, the king told me that you can wish individually, but then once you collect all 4 of them, you can make a wish too. So we're good. And everyone was like, okay.
Yeah, cool. We'll go along with that.
And that's how that episode pretty much ended, was with them being like, okay, sounds good. And as far as I know, Mabushina still isn't aware that she may be cursed.
Yeah, I mean,
and I want to know how that works, because the queen was right there when the witch cursed her, but Mabushina seemed to be nowhere in sight. So how is it that she may also be cursed if she wasn't around?
Again, I don't know.
Okay. Well,
I'm in this with you. Like we said, I'm watching this for the first time too. But I saw the title for the next episode before we watched it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh, it's this episode. It wasn't the episode I was thinking of though.
Oh, because you got stoked when you saw the name of the episode, Protector.
Protector, it said partner.
Oh, partner. Never mind. Same thing.
No, it's not. But anyway, yeah. So the episode 19, the last one we're going to be talking about for this episode of Tokusatsu Girlfriend, is called Partners or Partner. And it is another one of my favorite tropes. They're hitting a lot of my favorite tropes.
They are.
Body swap
Friday.
episode. They've done this before. They've done this a lot in Sentai. The one I can think of memorably was Goanger, Sosuke, and whatever the Speedor's. They swap bodies, so like Speedor's in his body and it's kind of goofy, and they end up shooting Sosuke's soul at the monster of the week, and it's like his face comes out of it and like blasts through the. It's really funny. So it's cool to see like them tackle so many of them right here. You know, going along with all the partners. It wasn't just one; it was both of them. And I was really hoping, and I know I said this in the intro, that when it shows like the backs of all the people, I wish it would have been the crystals instead. Right. That would have been really funny. Sorry, you were going to say something? I was trying to get through all that. Sorry.
No, I was just saying I kind of remember that they did something similar in Shinkenger. That's my only point of reference, where they switched them.
They did?
Well, yeah, because like Mako becomes like a fan.
Well, that's like inanimate objects. That's not like.
I would say a stone is an inanimate object.
No, they have personalities. They swap.
Okay.
That's why Takamichi didn't swap, because they tried to swap him already with an inanimate object.
Oh, I thought they were just saying he's already one with his stone.
Yes and no. They couldn't swap him. I don't know. Anyway.
Regardless.
But no, this is a fun episode. There's a lot of crazy going on. Do you want to talk about it some more?
Yeah, sure. So the marks in this episode, as Squall said, is a body swapper. And the Kiramagers, while they're in their gatai, get hit with this beam, and then they get swapped with their stones. And it's just a really fun sort of play on the episode to see them having to act like they're trapped in their stones, and then the stones are trapped in their bodies. So the stones get to experiment what it's like to have these human bodies, which is really funny. We see that Mock, I still am going with that name for Green, is being
well, no, that is his name. Yeah, we found out
good.
That's his name.
Okay, good.
I was confusing that with Red with Fire because I thought was, I don't know.
Well, we see Mock is kind of being a creepy in Cinna's body.
Yeah.
What's his name? Jetter is just running around with his arms out, like, wee, throughout the meeting room. Helico's just spinning around.
I've never done a surgery before. That sounds fun.
I'm excited. I love that Chevello is acting like a grandpa still. Like, he's just
Blue's gonna go hit on actresses. You cannot.
You obviously cannot. And then Fire is like, I'm going to go teach these kids art because kind of the subplot of the episode is Juru was asked to teach some preschoolers how to create art, and they're doing it for a contest, but he's having trouble getting through to this one kid who just does not seem to like art, and Juru can't get it. So Fire goes there, and he's teaching the kids, and he's all like, I'm fired up right now, and he just starts scribbling on the paper. And the kids are loving it. They're just like, we are too. So they start scribbling all over their contest images. And then you've got the one kid he's having such trouble getting through to him, but Fire doesn't have trouble. He rips up the paper and Fire's like, that was awesome. I'm going to do it too. Art should be shocking. And so then the kid's like, wait, this is art? And Fire's like, heck yeah, it is. And so they just start ripping up paper and throwing it around. And then the other kids are inspired to do the same thing. So they rip up all their papers. There's paper everywhere. But the important thing here is that Fire got through to the kid. And Juru sees that. And he realizes that's kind of why they're kind of lacking, I guess. Like why the Stones might be having trouble fighting is because they've always been encouraging to them while they're fighting. But the favor wasn't really returned when the Kiramagers were stuck in the Stones' body. So then the Kiramagers have to start encouraging their Stones while they're fighting and doing all that and letting them know, hey, you're doing a great job. And that works. And they win the battle. And it's really, really wonderful.
Yeah. I like the little machine version at the end, their little roll call.
I do too. Oh my gosh. It was so cute. I got a tear in my eye at the very end. Oh, I really liked it.
A tear? Why?
It was just so touching. It was cute.
Okay.
I don't know. It was just really cute.
I don't know. I like this episode. I think it's potentially my favorite, the strongest of them all.
It's definitely up there for me. Very, very strong episode. I really liked it.
Like they could have cheapened out a little bit on it, and it still would have been fine, but they didn't. They really hit a lot of the marks that they set out to do, which was good. You know, Takamichi really didn't have a whole lot to go on. I like the little gag where they swapped the two grunts and they were like pointing at one another, and the guy's even like, you guys have the same face. Like,
did you even switch?
Right.
Yeah, that was funny.
No, yeah, it was a good episode. It was really funny.
I agree. It was really cute. I hope we keep going. That kind of like brought it back for me. Like with that previous episode, I was kind of like, okay, this is feeling like it's dragging, and I don't know, it's kind of felt like a chore to watch. But this really kind of like kicked it up a notch for me again, and I got excited again, and I'm like, okay, more episodes like this, please.
Hopefully.
I hope so.
That's my biggest problem with Tokusatsu was if it's not Kamen Rider does really good while continuing arcs and stories, so you're getting something out of the bad episodes too. Something still being moved forward. Sentai, not so much. Sentai sometimes just a throwaway episode. You know, it's just something that completely, you could have skipped it and you could have saved yourself 25 minutes. You know, like that's how I feel with every Sentai. You know, and even Kamen Rider has episodes like that too. But most of the time, once the main story gets rolling, you can't skip one of those without, you know, being a little lost or whatever.
That makes sense.
I noticed something this episode, though, that I haven't noticed the whole time. When they're in the cockpits, red, green, and yellow all have like a steering wheel. And then blue and pink have what look like a steering wheel for like an aviation unit.
Oh, you're
It's got the little gap missing, right?
You're right, yeah.
Oh, that's not what I noticed.
Oh.
When they were turning them to the extreme lefts and rights, on reds, you could see the gap because it's like black at the top and then it's got white.
Yeah.
And when they were steering it all the way to the end, you could see the gap at the bottom. So it's the same steering wheel. They just flip it 180 degrees and it looks almost completely different.
That's ingenious.
It really is, because they only have I'm going to say they probably only have the one set that they film that all in.
That makes sense.
And they don't have to change any colors out because it's just sparkly wallpaper.
Yeah.
So they just flip that, 180 degrees, lock it back in place, and then they can do the steering.
I guess I never really thought about that. Why would they need 5 separate?
They don't. They never do. Because even when they're all combined, they're all in their separate spots, which is weird. I think that's a little off-putting to me. I feel like once we get Gene Jetter, Machine Driller, whatever the hell, and the Kirame stones to combine when they get the clusterfuck inevitably by the end of the show, then we might see a cockpit that's shared by everybody. But as of right now, they're all in their own separate cockpits. And I don't know, that's like the one big thing that's kind of pulled me out of Kiramager, because I don't really like the gate, like mecha, whatever you want to call it, fights.
Yeah. Well, I've never been a big fan of those, not just for Kiramager, but just Sentai in general. But I know that's like
in it before someone's like, that's Tokusatsu.
Yeah, well, that's literally how I was going to finish my sentence is, well, that's it. I don't know. It's just never, it just feels so formulaic. Just seeing it in Shinkenger, it was like, okay, I know how this episode is going to end. Like, yeah, they beat the normal size monster, but wait, somehow there's going to be a big one. It just was so formulaic after like the first 5 episodes. I knew how the episode was going to end. And I don't know. I just wish that maybe we could steer away from that. Like, not is it like that every time?
Yeah. I don't know. Because I'm not a big fan when you talk about Tokusatsu, when you talk about the miniature cities and the fightings in it, that doesn't really appeal to me. I can't get my head around it. I just don't really like it. And say whatever you want, that's Tokusatsu. You don't like Tokusatsu, then I like the superhero Tokusatsu special effects. That's normal sized people. You do have, Sentai, you do have Kamen Rider, you do have these types of heroes that fight without having to resort to the Ultraman aesthetic of, man in a suit in a little mini city. It just never really fully immerses you or looks good. And Sentai, it does get formulaic by the end. It's the same.
It's very the same. And I'm not totally against it. I just wish that it was used more as like a final boss fight every few episodes, as opposed to like every single episode, this is how it's going to end.
Right.
Does that make sense at all? I don't know.
Yeah. It sucks because that's like their toys. That's literally the only thing that they sell. And if you took that out, it wouldn't necessarily be Sentai anymore. No,
I get that.
Which sucks because like Kamen Rider can come in and like do, big fights every now and then. It looks like ass every time. It looks awful. But they do it sometimes. They never really resort to the miniature city, though.
Right.
It's always just CGI garbage.
No.
Which,
ew.
Yeah. But like, I don't know, like, I feel like Zenkaiger does it a little bit better. Like, we watched a few episodes of that where it doesn't, obviously, they have to have the formulaic fight at the end, but it just feels a little more refreshed. It feels a little more.
I would agree with that.
Aware of itself and not, I don't know. They just don't make them fun.
Right.
It's like as soon as, the monster shows up, it cuts to the footage of like the machines coming together. And I'm not just talking about Kiramager, I'm talking about all Sentai, like all the Gatai coming together and like it cuts to the pre-roll footage of it forming itself, like Kirame, whatever the series is called. And just fighting. And I don't know. I totally agree with you. And I'm glad that we're on the same page because like, when I used to watch old Sentai, I would skip almost every Gatai fight.
I don't know. It kind of takes away the awe factor. And I feel like that's what you're supposed to get from seeing these machines combined into a giant, huge, kick-ass machine. And when you see it every single episode and you know what's coming, it kind of becomes more of like a... instead of a, oh my God, this is so cool. Look at this. I don't know.
I feel like if they had a way, so in Q Ranger, they had, 9+ heroes, which is crazy for Sentai.
that seems insane.
They had 9+ heroes, and they literally did a roulette chance, and whoever's Q Tamas fell out got to be in the episode, basically.
That's cool.
I mean, until you realize that Red's in literally every fucking episode.
Wow.
he's cheating somehow. But I feel like something like that where everybody on the team has a giant robot and one of them that week, it'll be a mystery who it is, gets to fight. And you're like, oh, I hope I get to see yellows. Oh, it's blue, but I still like blues. Yeah, go blue. And you get to cheer them on, That would be something cool because then you could have something, like you would have literally a refresher every 5 weeks.
Right.
It could be any of those. You could get a new one at the end and you could sell all of them individually. And then once that starts to get a little stale, kind of recycling through everybody, having done it twice, plus the 2 that you have that you added on. Oh, that's when you can introduce the Sixth Ranger. Oh, the Sixth Ranger can now fight side by side with them. That's cool. Oh, maybe the Sixth Ranger and one of them can combine together. Oh, that's even cool, because you have so many more chances to continue that.
Yeah.
And then by the end of the show, you could have a way for all of them to fight as one and then maybe even combine. So you wouldn't ever get to see all 5 of those fight together, which I guess really isn't Sentai because it's all about teamwork. But I feel like if there was a way for them to either work alongside the robot or, cheer them on or do something that it's not everybody gets to be in the fight, but everybody gets to have, I don't know.
No, I get what you're saying.
I think it could be cool. This is just a skeleton idea that I just pulled out of my fucking saucy ass. So just go along with that. All right.
I like it. No, I agree. I can see it.
So we were talking about Shigeru.
Yes,
favorite character.
Of course.
So we have a few people that mentioned.
We're getting to that segment. Yeah.
Yeah. So Kiara, she's been on, previous Patreon episodes that we've done.
Familiar with my girl.
Yeah, she had us go through Gara, which was great, and is constantly supportive of what we're doing. So Kiara, if you're listening, thank you. And she commented on the site, and she said, "I love your podcast. My favorite character is Tomitomo. He's gotten so much better in later episodes."
Okay. This is not the first time I've been told. I've heard from people.
Harkened on by the Tomitomo fans.
Yeah. No, people have told me don't want to spoil anything for you, but don't give up on him yet. He takes a bit. He's a slow burn, but when he gets there,
does he bring his grandpa back to life?
He better.
If not, I don't care. He can stay bottom of the tier. What's your ranking out of the 6? Well, no, let's just say 5.
The 5?
Yeah, don't put Michi in there because that's not fair to him
I think
yet.
I said this about Shinkenger, so I'm going to be losing my whatever it is. But I very rarely like all characters. It just doesn't happen for me. Mm-hmm. And I almost never like the main character. Mm-hmm. Shinkenger and now Kiramager are making me eat my words because this is another team where I like literally every single person on it, even Tomitomo. But if I had to rank them, I would
5. Give me bottom 5.
Bottom 5.
Bottom up.
So the one I like the least going up?
Yes.
Okay.
Because we already know. Okay, so Tomitomo's bottom. We already know Shigeru's at the top.
We already know Shigeru's at the top.
Okay, so Tomitomo's at the bottom.
And this is going to sound so bad because I love her. I love this girl.
Oh, is it Senna?
It's Senna.
Yeah.
But that sounds so bad to be like, she's my next least favorite because I love her.
I love making you go through this.
And I hate it because I don't want anyone to come from me being like, Senna's great. Why don't you like her? And that's not what I'm saying.
It's not like a top 5, out of all these, she's still like an 8 out of 10.
My God, I love her.
But
she's
everybody
wonderful.
else is just like an 8.1 and 8.2 out of 10.
Yeah, I love her. I really love her. But I have to put her at 4.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to do...
She hasn't really done a whole lot for me either yet.
Well, I liked her in the first of this 4 episodes that we watched where she was like, give her the marshmallows. That endeared her a lot more to me too.
I appreciate the acting chops of Shigeru and Sayo.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is with either the producers or the writers trying to do a little kid motif with Sayo all the time, but she nails it.
Yeah.
When she had Helio inside of her body, when she was a 5-year-old, that's not easy to do, and she's done that, and she's got a little more range than I feel Senna.
But I
Senna
really like Senna a lot. It's just in this list.
So this could be Juru next, right?
It is Juru.
Okay, he's in the middle.
I love him. I love him so much, and I would never feel this way about a main character. I almost never like the main character, even enough to be like, I'm gonna put them in the middle of the list. They're usually not even on the list.
Right.
And I love him. He is wonderful. I can't say enough about him. I love him. So knowing that
Sayo and Shigeru,
is strong second. Love her. Love that girl. And of course, number one, you can't beat him. Shigeru. You can't beat him.
Definitely.
You just can't. He's the best.
I would agree with that. For me, 5, Tame. 4, I would put Jiru actually lower.
Okay.
But again, I still really like the characters.
Yeah, of course.
Senna, Sayo, Shigeru. So, yeah, cool. So we have another person that commented. It wasn't on the site and it wasn't to our video, but they quote tweeted us on here, and it's from Hakiles.
Oh, hey!
Yeah, we're gonna be doing an episode with them shortly here this week.
I'm so excited for that.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. We're gonna be watching Ginga Man.
I'm already planning my outfit. I'm trying to
you should just get a horse.
Inspired outfit.
I should buy a hobby horse real quick.
Oh my god! And like a cowboy hat. Do they have those?
No.
Oh
no. They're like tribal.
Oh.
Older,
Okay.
horse riders,
okay.
not cowboy riders.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind.
But he said, hey, it's fun listening to people fall in love with these characters from the beginning. Can't wait for Lavender Wave to watch more of Tomitomo. There's another Tomitomo. God damn it.
Yes.
Awesome.
Well, it's speaking to me.
Well, yeah. We have Zach Putnam. He said, this has been enjoyable. Really helped my night at work go by in a blink. Good work, you two. Clap emoji, clap emoji, clap emoji. Yeah. So we get that a lot. We get people who listen to this, while they're at work or whatever, because it's hard to watch Tokusatsu.
Yeah.
If you're not reading the subtitles, if you don't know Japanese. So I consider this the next best thing.
Me too, certainly. I listen to it on my way to work.
Oh yeah, you do. You text me sometimes. They say like, I stayed in my car extra 20 minutes before going into work so I could listen to the last of the episode. Or I'll look out the window when you're coming home and I'll just see you sitting out in your car.
Yeah.
Listening to the tail end of like a new episode or something.
Yes, I love it. I really do.
And finally, we have from Takaharu, one of our Patreons.
Hi.
He said, this podcast really deserves more love. Helps get me through work because of how long the hours are at my job. So
I thought about listening to it at work.
At work.
But I'm afraid I would get too distracted.
I feel like you have a little bit too many like things that you have to like keep straight or else.
I do. I really, really do. And I can't afford to mix things up in my line of work.
So thank you guys so much for those comments.
Thank you.
Looks like Tomitomo love all around. I'll be sending keychains out to everybody that I mentioned there.
Yay!
So yeah, we'll share some more on the next episode. So if you guys are listening and you want to be a part of that, just drop us a comment either on the website here at tokusatsugirlfriend.wordpress.com. I'm not paying for it. Or over at Twitter at tokusatsugf. Yeah. Do you have any final words on these episodes?
Just that I'm still really enjoying it. I know I said that like 1 or 2 of these episodes dragged, but this last one really brought me back to the table.
She's back, guys.
I'm back. Well, I never really left.
She's
I'm
back.
more focused. I'm more here again.
Gotcha.
And I'm really excited to keep watching these. I'm really loving them.
So we still have 26 more episodes to go. We're not even halfway.
Oh, really?
Not even halfway yet.
Oh my gosh.
There's also a movie that we could do like a little special episode on.
Yeah. Maybe Patreon or something. I don't know.
No, I mean just like a special like one-off episode.
Oh,
Because I'm sure it'll be, probably won't be the length of a full episode. And then also Kiramager versus Rue Soldier.
Versus. They're going to fight each other?
Yeah, you've seen Versus, right? Didn't we watch the Shinkenger Versus?
We probably did, but I don't remember them fighting each other.
Yeah, so basically how the Versus work is the two teams usually quarrel with one another. And then 40 minutes in, they say, hey, you're not too bad. They shake hands and then they team up together and fight the bad guy. So you get like twice as many idiots in spandex running around.
Okay.
And with Rue Soldier, you get twice as many idiots that you would normally have with Kiramager. So it'll be fun.
Okay.
Oh my God. Can you imagine the Zenkaiger and Kiramager one that's going to come up? Idiot galore. I'm excited.
so excited. And that's another team that I'm just loving everyone.
Yeah.
Maybe I like Sentai. Maybe I like Tokusatsu.
Or I just think maybe you like Sentai. Well, I guess you do like Kamen Riders that we've seen too.
Yeah.
I've been watching, so we watched Forze.
Yeah.
And I've been watching Ghost on the DL. Just something I'm doing.
Yeah.
And that you seem to enjoy that. It's not it's not the greatest one that I'm like, hey, check this out. But like, you'll watch it every now and then, and it's not
I
bad.
always thought I was a Kamen Rider girl, but now I'm wondering.
Well, I don't know. Do you like Saber?
I haven't watched a single episode of it.
Exactly. All right, that's all that we have for this episode of Tokusatsu Girlfriend. Thank you guys for listening, and
Thank you.
yeah, follow us on Twitter at Lavender Wave with 2 R's.
2 R's.
Or Squall Charlson with 2 L's. I guess 3. I made this joke last time.
Yeah, but it's okay.
Oh, we're still stuck in that loop from episode.
I thought we fixed it.
Hit the button. But yeah. Or follow us over on Twitter at Tokusatsu GF, and yeah, we'll make all your wildest dreams of listening to us watch Sentai and Rider come true.
Yeah.
Maybe Ultraman in the future.
This
Who knows
pledge.
if it wins?
Oh, we could get my dad to watch Ultraman.
We should watch. Oh, Tokusatsu father. What do we? Father-in-law. Tokusatsu father-in-law.
Well,
yeah. Other things have to happen before that, but would we still call it Tokusatsu Girlfriend then?
I will. That's all up to you.
Okay. Tokusatsu wife. All right, that's all we have. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.
Drive safe. Work safe. Wherever you're listening to this. Okay, bye.
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 Why do you always have to get the last word?
Sorry, I thought that I would be rude if I don't say it also. Bye.